All right, thank you to Professor Ron for your presentation and this session of the circular economy in food system. Ladies and gentlemen, our next session will be starting at 4 p.m. sharp Bangkok time as scheduled. It will be the speed presentation we have all been waiting for, the future of food packaging. We have 8 people from 7 countries to join us and share with us about their innovation. So I'll see you in the next few minutes at 4 p.m. sharp Bangkok, Thailand time. See you soon.
มีพลังความดีรอวันที่จะได้ใช้ทุกครั้งที่ใช้จ่ายเท่ากับคุณได้ให้สิริราชบัตรเครดิตวีซ่าแพลตินัมสิริราชธนาคารกรุงเทพบัตร FIIS Smart TPN Rapid สิริราชทุกยอดการใช้จ่ายผ่านบัตรธนาคารร่วมบริจาคให้คณะแพทยศาสตร์ศิริราชพยาบาลมหาวิทยาลัยมหิดลพลังการให้อยู่ในมือคุณสมัครวันนี้ที่ธนาคารกรุงเทพ
หรืออันนี้หนูยุ่งยากปะ
เห็น First Simple ไหมล่ะเริ่มง่ายได้เงินคืนชัวร์
ชัวร์เหรอ
ชัวร์คุ้มจ่ายเบี้ยเริ่มต้นแค่เดือนละ500 บาททุก2 ปีได้เงินคืน 2% ด้วยนะ
ลองก็ได้
ยังทำไมจีบรอ
เพิ่งได้เงินคืนจากประกันอ่ะ
นี่ก็เงินคืนจากประกันเหมือนกัน
เงินคืนเหมือนกันเลยเนาะประกันของอะไรนะดี
ประกันเกณฑ์ First Simple เริ่มง่ายได้ชัวร์
สมัครเลยที่เว็บไซต์หรือธนาคารกรุงเทพทุกสาขา
ในยุค New Normal ทุกคนกำลังต่อสู้กับสิ่งที่ตามองไม่เห็นแต่วันนี้เราใส่ใจเพื่อให้คุณมั่นใจในตราเบทาโกรที่มีระบบควบคุมความปลอดภัย BQM เพื่ออาหารคุณภาพสะอาดจากผลิตภัณฑ์หมูไก่ไข่ไส้กรอกและอีกมากมายอร่อยสไตล์ Smart Normal เบทาโกรใส่ใจเพื่อชีวิตที่ดี
พลังความดีรอวันที่จะได้ใช้ทุกครั้งที่ใช้จ่ายเท่ากับคุณได้ให้สิริราชบัตรเครดิตวีซ่าแพลตินัมสิริราชธนาคารกรุงเทพบัตร FIIS Smart TPN Rapid สิริราชทุกยอดการใช้จ่ายผ่านบัตรธนาคารร่วมบริจาคให้คณะแพทยศาสตร์ศิริราชพยาบาลมหาวิทยาลัยมหิดลพลังการให้อยู่ในมือคุณสมัครวันนี้ที่ธนาคารกรุงเทพ
หรืออันนี้อ่ะหนูยุ่งยากปะ
เขียน Principal ไหมล่ะเริ่มง่ายได้เงินคืนชัวร์
ชัวร์เหรอ
ชัวร์คุ้มจ่ายเบี้ยเริ่มต้นแค่เดือนละ500 บาททุก2 ปีได้เงินคืน 2% ด้วยนะ
ลองก็ได้
ยังทำไมจีบเราอ่ะ
เพิ่งได้เงินคืนจากประกันอ่ะ
นี่ก็เงินคืนจากประกันเหมือนกัน
เงินคืนเหมือนกันเลยเนาะประกันของอะไรนะดี
ประกันเกณฑ์ First Simple เริ่มง่ายได้ชัวร์
สมัครเลยที่เว็บไซต์หรือธนาคารกรุงเทพทุกสาขา
ในยุค New Normal ทุกคนกำลังต่อสู้กับสิ่งที่ตามองไม่เห็นแต่วันนี้เราใส่ใจเพื่อให้คุณมั่นใจในตราเบทาโกรที่มีระบบควบคุมความปลอดภัย BQM เพื่ออาหารคุณภาพสะอาดจากผลิตภัณฑ์หมูไก่ไข่ไส้กรอกและอีกมากมายอร่อยสไตล์ Smart Normal เบทาโกรใส่ใจเพื่อชีวิตที่ดี
มีพลังความดีรอวันที่จะได้ใช้ทุกครั้งที่ใช้จ่ายเท่ากับคุณได้ให้สิริราชบัตรเครดิตวีซ่าแพลตินัมสิริราชธนาคารกรุงเทพบัตร FIIS Smart TPN Rapid สิริราชทุกยอดการใช้จ่ายผ่านบัตรธนาคารร่วมบริจาคให้คณะแพทยศาสตร์ศิริราชพยาบาลมหาวิทยาลัยมหิดลพลังการให้อยู่ในมือคุณสมัครวันนี้ที่ธนาคารกรุงเทพ
หรืออันนี้อ่ะหนูยุ่งยากปะ
เขียน Principal ไหมล่ะเริ่มง่ายได้เงินคืนชัวร์
ชัวร์เหรอ
ชัวร์คุ้มจ่ายเบี้ยเริ่มต้นแค่เดือนละ500 บาททุก2 ปีได้เงินคืน 2% ด้วยนะ
ลองก็ได้
ยังทำไมจีบเราอ่ะ
เพิ่งได้เงินคืนจากประกันอ่ะ
นี่ก็เงินคืนจากประกันเหมือนกัน
เงินคืนเหมือนกันเลยเนาะประกันของอะไรนะดี
ประกันเกณฑ์ First Simple เริ่มง่ายได้ชัวร์
สมัครเลยที่เว็บไซต์หรือธนาคารกรุงเทพทุกสาขา
ในยุค New Normal ทุกคนกำลังต่อสู้กับสิ่งที่ตามองไม่เห็นแต่วันนี้เราใส่ใจเพื่อให้คุณมั่นใจในตราเบทาโกรที่มีระบบควบคุมความปลอดภัย BQM เพื่ออาหารคุณภาพสะอาดจากผลิตภัณฑ์หมูไก่ไข่ไส้กรอกและอีกมากมายอร่อยสไตล์ Smart Normal เบทาโกรใส่ใจเพื่อชีวิตที่ดี
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you are doing great wherever you are over there. And welcome back to the symposium this year. We are so honored to have our next session. Coming up next is what we have been waiting for, the speed presentation. The future of food packaging, which Food Innopolis and TMA always receive kind collaboration from our partners, namely both domestically and internationally, namely Embassy of Israel, Singapore Enterprise, Ecosystem Navigators, the Netherlands, CDTI Ministry of Science and Innovation. From Kingdom of Spain, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the Kingdom of Thailand, who have jointly invited various organizations and also every speaker to join us and present at this symposium. So thank you very much. Now, we have 8 people from 7 countries to join and share their innovation for this speed presentation. But before we move on to that and listen to all of the 8 teams, the future food of packaging from these 7 countries, I'd like to invite you to welcome our good partner since the first symposium of our event. He was the Managing Director of Food Valley NL, Executive Director of Food Valley China, Chief Executive Officer of Food Mountain, And because he still believes that innovation requires a context of engagement and interconnection between people, stakeholder, and also ecosystem. At the present moment, he's one of the key driven of the ecosystem of food innovation. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Roger van Hoesel, co-founder of Ecosystem Navigators.
Thank you so much for this nice introduction. So also on behalf of me, welcome to this amazing event, Foodnopolis International Symposium. So as just was already briefly mentioned, I had the privilege to be involved from the early days of the event, and it's so impressive. And also for this year, when I look at the whole program, the schedule, and the lineup of people that you have been able to commit to the event, well, big congrats from my side. That also holds for the topics that you address, really important topics. And this time I was asked to do a short introduction before we get the speed presentations on the future of food packaging. Well, why talk about packaging in the first place? Well, for me, that's a no-brainer. As we all know, packaged foods are everywhere. You know, in the supermarket nowadays, even bananas are packed, although they have their own skin, basically to protect them. And if we buy online, we often get packages that they not only are too big for the contents which is in there, but also give masses of XL filling material that you don't really need. So could you say, is it becoming worse? Do we produce more packaging material? Yes, we do. You know, in the EU, for instance, between 2009 and 2019, we see that the total quantity of generated packaging material rose from 13.3 million tons. I don't even have an idea how much that is, but it is 20% more than what it used to be. And in that same period, the recycling rates of packaging, so what is being recycled, went up from 62% to 64%. So that's only 2%, so not that much. You know, all in all, that for me is already sufficient reason to pay attention to this important topic. As was already mentioned, we will do so by speed presentations. You will see 8 short videos from no less than 7 countries. People from Brazil, Chile, Hong Kong, Israel, Singapore, Spain, and Thailand. And that already gives an interesting perspective from these different countries. And personally, I feel it's so important to make the connections between these countries for companies both as for governments, because there's so much you can learn from each other. So very worthwhile listening to. If we look at the most important trends, I would say by far the most important one is sustainability. You know, the push towards sustainability and zero waste is very strong already for a couple of years. And I would imagine if you look into the future that could even lead to the introduction of edible food packaging, you know, made of rice, paper, or seaweed. Actually, these are already available, but on a very small scale. So sustainability for sure is the core driver at present. So many of us are looking for solutions that can be recycled, are biodegradable, compostable, or eco-friendly. And as is often the case, I would say the good news and the hope is the next generation. There was a recent investigation that showed that no less than 83% of young shoppers are willing to pay more for sustainably packaged products. And I think that is good news. At the moment, there are already all kinds of options available. You can use more paper and cardboard. You can reduce packaging volumes. Refillable packaging is often seen nowadays. And of course, we can use biodegradable material. But as we will hear from the speed talks, there are many more options, and they're often more developed than you would assume right now. At the same time, we have to realize can you? I don't know if I'm heard right now. Can you hear me? It's unclear.
Yes, we can hear you.
So I just continue with my talk.
Yes, please.
We see that at the same time, that for customers, it's not always easy to understand the concept of sustainability. And there's various reasons for that. One of them is that, consumers are primarily interested in sustainability of the food they eat, and that is more than the packaging material itself. And so many sustainability gains can still be realized before it enters into the packaging material. And it can also be that the packaging material is sustainably produced, but the food which is in there is not that much. So that makes it pretty complicated to understand as a consumer. Apart from that, there are also many claims and expressions we use. We talk about eco-friendliness, we talk about biodegradable packaging, compostable, recyclable, carbon footprints, greenhouse gas emissions, etc. And for those that follow a bit the news that comes from the Scotland meetings that take place at the moment, my impression is that constantly new words and expressions are being used to talk about sustainability, and it's hard to follow for many consumers. So that makes it complicated to make really clear to consumers what you have achieved. And on top of that, if you look at, let's say, the functional requirements of packaging, there is more to it than only the sustainability aspect. The packaging has to be sustainable. Self-indulgence is an element for sure. And there are functional properties that you need in terms of food safety. It has to be reliable. Packaging plays a role in traceability. You have to keep your products fresh. And those requirements, they can interfere with what you would like to achieve in terms of sustainability. So that makes it pretty complicated. We also see that packaging becomes more smart. On the one hand, it provides opportunities to look at the QR codes we have nowadays to interact with consumers. So if you scan, of course, you're using your smartphone, you can be linked to a website of a company, you can get more information, you can leave your own impressions behind, and that will increase for sure. That will become more advanced. Packaging also can measure, some packages can at least, pH or temperature, etc. And it helps to ensure freshness, quality, shelf life in a safe way. We have these examples of sensors in the food packaging that monitor quality, and they change color if the food is spoiled and you shouldn't eat it anymore. My guess is that that consumer experiences will rise if it with the advancements of technology. So let's see what the future has in mind for us. Another element which may be less seen is that packaging also becomes more personalized nowadays. So that's more the marketing dimension to it. The possibilities to do more storytelling on packaging, which relates to individual customers or customers interested in certain topics, makes it easier to find ways to communicate your brand story actually to clients. We see that already rise. If you look at the packaging now, which is much more than just showing the ingredients which are in there and the brand, and also that will increase for sure. And then the last trend I would like to mention relates to transparency. In many countries of the world, requirements of customers, if it comes to the question, how transparent is it? How is my food produced? Where does it come from? The request to be more transparent is there and will grow in the coming years. It's pretty complicated to do that in an all-encompassing way, but what you can do in a simple way is also to make packaging more transparent, to see from the outside, to be seen what is in there. It's only one step, but we see that more and more in these packages. In other words, there are many trends visible if it comes to packaging. It's an enormous topic in terms of sustainability, but also in terms of other functionalities nowadays, specifically in the food industry, I would like to say. So I'm very much looking forward to what our presenters are going to show, what they are working on. So I would like to thank you very much for tuning in, and let us hear what the presenters have to share with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for your introduction, Dr. Roger. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it is going to be smart, it is going to be interesting. The future of the food packaging, how this can be. Let's hear it from the 8 presenters joining us today. Coming up is the first one, Exequiel, the CEO and co-founder of GrowPack. GrowPack is from Brazil. Let's hear it.
Hello, Roger.
Recording
New
stopped.
plastic-based hamburger. Would you like to try it? We all are, actually. Up to 5 grams of microplastic per week. It's in our food, in our bodies, with still unknown but obvious consequences for our health. What this also shows is that materials and packaging were not thought as part of our environment. They both, plastic and paper, come from linear supply chains with chemical processes and subtractive logics with highly inefficient resource sourcing, transference, and disposal. Out there in nature, however, everything serves for another process, everything is continuously being transformed, and we understand that these same principles of life and circularity can be taken to business models and products we use every single day. And that's how GrowPack germinated. We create regenerative technologies around lignin and cellulose, which are the Earth's most abundant raw materials. We empower their own functionalities and integrate them to highly efficient value chains. Our solution is a noble compostable biomaterial and a decentralized farm-to-market scheme. Together, they enable products that are sustainable across their entire life cycle at competitive selling prices, even from low scale. Our raw material is corn husk, a huge refuse for the seed industry. In this way, we connect producers that maximize crop outputs to clients who do not sacrifice aesthetics, functionality, or costs in their packaging. Our technology is modular and scalable and can be applied to other sources of biomass, creating further synergies in existing value chains. With no chemical intervention, which means no effluents, we can pull production costs to the lowest and translates to a minimum environmental footprint. We have an active patent pending for our biomaterial and procurement process. Our first products are single-use items for the fresh food industry. With this, we can sell directly competitive to our strongest competitor, which is coated cardboard, which is plastic and paper, by the way, and save up to 80% of water, 50% of emissions, and 25% of energy compared to this. And we can sell below all other sustainable alternatives from our initial commercial scale. Our team and board members have experience in supply chain management, paper and cellulose technologies, and mass consumption markets, and other key areas for our future growth and development. Since our founding 2 years ago, we developed and validated our technology, and we're currently part of AMBEF's Accelerator 100+ program and UNOPS Global Innovation Challenge. Our next steps are piloting with strategic early adopters and setting up our seed round to set up our demo plant in Vinhedo, Brazil for our commercial launch. Our goal, a transition towards a natural, neutral flow of materials and resources that is beneficial for all of us. And our vision, from plants to people to plants. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, GrowPack from Brazil. Coming up next is the team from Chile. This will be presented by Rocio Fonseca Chamorro, Executive Director of InnovaChile from Chile. Let's hear it from this team.
Hello, everybody. My name is Rocio Fonseca, and I'm the Executive Director of InnovaChile. We're boosting the innovation here in the Chilean government from Chile to the world. And today we're going to talk about the food tech industry in Chile. And when we talk about Chile, it's not that Chile that you know, it's about the country, right? And it's very far away from Thailand, but I truly believe that we have a lot of awesome opportunities to work together. And I work in an institution called CORFO. CORFO is part of the government, and our mission is boost the innovation, the entrepreneurship, and the businesses here in Chile, right? So basically, we have already 82 years. We have more than 1,200 employees, and we have a budget per year of around $200 million. We want to boost companies to grow in Chile. We want to change a country with innovation, with entrepreneurship, with startups. And we truly believe that the way to do businesses is completely changed. So we're not just looking for businesses that can create right profits, but also to create a social and environmental impact. And we use collaboration as the key factor to do our businesses, right? And why do we think that the innovation together with the ecosystem in a collaborative way is the key? Is because we know that if we collaborate and we create an ecosystem, the strength that can have that ecosystem and that innovation is 3 times bigger than working alone, right? So in terms of food tech, basically the last 12 years, we have all the data about the food tech industry in this website. Now it's in Spanish, but in one more month, you can find it in English. And here you can see all the innovation projects that we found the last 10 years. And when you go inside this platform, you can see that the target market is quite different, right? We're industry agnostic, but when you see the last 4 years, the food tech industry is the primary one. So we have more than 400 projects funded for $32 million, right? So it's huge. The food tech industry is growing a lot in Chile. And when we do double click in terms of what kind of things are we doing in food tech, you're going to see that it's basically green technologies. And here we can find all the packaging, all the clean processes and circular economy. And we bring you here some examples. We have the Live Green company that is doing functional foods for vegetarians, for example. We have Noon, it's a pasta made by Chilean seaweed that now is exporting into Asian markets. We have also a company that uses lupine, that is a typical leguminous in Latin America, in the south of Chile specifically, and they are working with different Mapuche Indians to create a new product, and they are selling today on Amazon. And we can have traditional companies too. For example, this one that used to sell salmon and today sells snacks made of salmon and different seafood, right? And we also have a lot of companies that are working using the different residues of the salmon industry and created, for example, we have here the Willow Food, creating salmon cracket that is also bought by the Asian market. As you can see, we have different things as ice cream with Bifidobacterium. We have a safe, sustainable, affordable protein food-based company that is raising tons of money. And of course, we work a lot with the food industry, but we have 2 different centers that provide infrastructure for entrepreneurs, for startups, or for companies that want to test and create new products or even new packaging. In these centers, you can just try and test your new products, and they have all the infrastructure habilitated for that, right? And also, we do have a specific team that is called Transforma Alimentos. It's a governmental organization that is just worried about packaging and food tech here in Chile. So we do believe that we have a lot of things that we can work together. So let's make businesses between Thailand and Chile. See you soon. Bye-bye.
There's definitely a lot of things we can work together. Thank you so much, InnovaChile. Now moving on to our next one. This team is from Hong Kong. Please welcome Felix Cheung, founder and CEO of IXON Food Technology.
Hey everyone, this is Felix, founder and CEO of IXON. I'm a food scientist. I have a doctorate degree in plasma physics from the University of Sydney and a master degree in food analysis and food safety management from Hong Kong Baptist University. I've previously worked as a science editor at Nature magazine for 7 years. Because I was a science editor, I knew from years of reading research and studying data that our food system has a sustainability problem. Take Singapore as an example. More than 90% of its food are imported. Fruits and veggies from Malaysia, meats from Brazil and Australia. The problem is that although meats, fish and seafood make up only 29% of Singapore's diet, they contribute to 72% of the country's carbon emission. And a major contributor to the carbon emission is food loss. According to research from the FAO, food waste or food that have spoiled before they have a chance to reach the consumer's hand accounts for 10% of our global carbon emission. And another major contributor is cold chain. Refrigeration on average accounts for 16% of carbon emission and 35% of energy use in the food industry. Imagine how much carbon and energy we would save if we have a way to ship food without cold chain. Great news is we now have that solution. Our company has developed a technology called Advanced Sous-Vide Aseptic Packaging that enables the storage of fresh meats, fish, and seafood at room temperature for up to 2 years. It is a multi-step process that combines sous vide, food sterilization with aseptic packaging. Here you see a pork chop packaged using the latest materials we co-developed with sealed air. Our sterilization temperature never exceeds 60 degrees Celsius, so meats, fish, and seafood remain tender and juicy, despite being shelf-stable. Here you see sirloin steaks stored at room temperature for almost a year. Recently, we held a tasting event in Hong Kong for media, feces, and chefs. Our guests said our pork chops were not only delectable, but also indistinguishable from fresh ones. By shipping at room temperature, we ship at 20% cost while using 80% less energy. That's great news as cold chain logistics has become 5 times more expensive since the pandemic. And by adapting our technology, the world can save up to 10% of its carbon emission almost immediately. And by reducing food wastage and getting rid of middlemen in the supply chain, meat processors can offer consumers quality proteins at competitive prices. Our business model is B2B2C. In other words, we access the consumer markets through our corporate partners. For example, we are building a production plant for a client of sealed air, which helps meat processors like Cargill, Thai Union, CP, and Beta Grow make B2B and B2C products. In return, we gain revenue through technology licensing. We currently have a 100 square meter pilot factory in Hong Kong, where we do product development and pilot scale manufacturing. It is equipped with state-of-the-art machines that allow us to perform sterilization, sous vide, aseptic packaging, and form, fill, and seal. Our team comprises scientists, engineers, and business sales. If you would like to learn more about our technology, please contact us at info@ixon.com.hk or visit our website, www.ixon.com.hk. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That's a very cool way to release us from having to depend only on the cold chain. Thank you, Felix Cheung. Coming up next is the presentation from WCycle from Israel. This will be presented by Lior Itai, co-founder and CEO.
Hello, my name is Lior Itai and I am the CEO and co-founder of WCycle. WCycle is an Israeli cleantech startup focused on eco-friendly packaging solutions. Our goal as a company is to reduce plastic waste around the world. When we started the company, we realized that any solution that we develop will have to rely on 3 pillars. First, any material that we use has to be eco-friendly. Second, as an alternative to plastic, it has to have at least the same product attributes as the product that we are going to present an alternative for. And last but not least, it has to be cost effective. We chose fibers or cellulose as the main mass of any solution that we deliver. Initially, we focused on solutions for the food industry. As food has lots of liquids in it, we had to come up with Superpulp. Superpulp is WCycle patented technology that makes fibers liquid-proof at a wide range of temperatures. It is non-coated monomaterial and has both FDA and EU direct food contact approvals. And of course, it is 100% home compostable. Now, we still need to deal with the cost effectiveness challenge. After doing some thinking, we've realized that if we join forces with agriculture companies, we can develop a circular economy model that will take their waste and turn it into packaging solutions. As we currently use fibers from sugarcane, it was only natural for us to approach sugar manufacturers and suggest this model to them. I would like to share the concept of this model with you. So today, when sugar is being manufactured, you take sugarcane, you process them, and you extract the sugar. A byproduct of this process is sugarcane waste. Today, sugar manufacturers spend a lot of money getting rid of this waste. What we would like to suggest is that we take this waste, process it, and extract the fibers from them. Then we take these fibers and process it together with super pulp and have high-class packaging solutions that would generate a lot of revenue both to the sugar manufacturers and to us. Today, we are providing super pulp solutions to different food manufacturers. Within the next 12 months, we're going to introduce the next generation of super pulp, which is going to be a high barrier packaging solution that could be very good for dairy products or any other product that will require long shelf life. Furthermore, we can apply this technology on flexible solutions as well for other applications in the food industry. Now, we want to take this model and generate distributed manufacturing hubs around the world. For example, we want to take Mexico to cater the North American market. We want to take Eastern Europe and use that to manufacture for European customers, etc., etc. The fact that the manufacturing facility will be closer to the target market will gain a lot of benefits to everybody. First, it's going to have a lower total cost of ownership to the end customers because there's going to be less shipping cost. Less shipping means that it's going to have lower carbon footprint for the entire solution, and everybody is going to enjoy it. It's going to be more flexible for supply chain considerations, etc., etc. I want to thank you for taking the time listening to this short video. I invite you all to go to our website, w-cycle.com. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing with us. W. Cycle from Israel. Next team will be presenting will be Pei Kang, CEO of TRIA from Singapore.
Everyone, my name is Pei Kang. I'm the CEO of TRIA. We are a venture-backed company based in Singapore, and we offer sustainable and innovative food packaging systems. So I think the big question, can we close the loop for single-use food packaging? Can circularity and convenience, coexist? Okay, I'm sure this is a problem that a lot of you is also asking. All right, so let's explore. But before that, quick introduction. So I think for our closed loop mindset, we have been awarded a number of accolades. Our Deputy Prime Minister, Minister Heng, has also mentioned us in the Singapore budget. And in fact, I believe this might not be the first time that we have met. Some of you might have seen us in other platforms. So let's dive into the problem, right? So look at the cup in the middle. Now, half an hour of usage, after you drink it, you throw it away. The question to ask is, where does the waste go? So unfortunately, end-of-life solution, end-of-life outcome is not something that we often look at. And in fact, I would say that's the last piece of the puzzle, all right, for circularity. So the sad fact is, for your material, whether it is considered recyclable, renewable, biodegradable, compostable, it still ends up in the landfill, if not the incinerator. So, and why is that so? I think the first part of the problem, let us try to understand that first. Look at the first picture. Now, for food service waste, usually the cup like this is thrown together with food scraps, right? It is wet, stained, it is messy. And these are the type of waste that recyclers are not interested in. Recyclers will want a dry and clean waste. So for such a wet, messy waste, it's not something that they can handle. Then you might think, hey, maybe we can pick up the cup, we can recycle, we can segregate the waste. Cost of segregation, 5 times the cost of the cup. Doesn't make economic sense. In fact, I would say that is the biggest obstacle to the recycling of food service waste packaging. on the right-hand side, we have alternative material, biodegradable compostables, right? That with a promise to be biodegraded. But bad news, guys. Day 2, the trash truck would have come and collected the waste. Day 3 is in the landfill, okay, because we can't afford pest issues. So, so I think the as much as we have organic material, the lack of organic renewal pathway, okay, and infrastructure facilities is also a big problem. So as you can see, there's a big disconnect, all right, and it's a very layered system problem. So what we offer is a program, a closed-loop program called Bio24. So in this case, what you see on the right-hand side, these are all plant-based. Yes, the transparent cup is made from Nutria, our plant-based material. And because it's all plant-based, there's no need for segregation, okay? And we can process this waste relatively quickly. So let's look at this schematic, right? On the top side, you'll see that we have plant-based packaging. So this is, again, just one organic waste stream. And we have developed patented and patent-pending technologies that's able to process such waste, including food waste and packaging waste. Okay, and outcome of it, fertilizer to food, energy to grid, we close the loop. So bottom left to right, that's basically the whole process in one 24-hour process. Okay, our hypercomposter. So for 2 mm thick cutlery, I like to turn into fertilizer. I believe that to be a world first. Okay, and we are aligning towards the organic renewal pathway. Let me explain. So food waste, all right, have been designated, whereby a natural pathway for them is industrial composting, anaerobic digestion. That should be the pathway for food service packaging too. All right, so which is why we develop our technologies that's able to depolymerize and hydrolyze packaging material so that it is compatible with both pathways. If you are interested in organic renewal, I'll recommend a white paper here, all right, published by Tan and Ramakrishna. So where are we now? So very happy to share that by the beginning of next year, we will be doing a closed loop trial with a global QSR brand. Name I cannot share yet for confidentiality issue. Okay, and so this is very exciting. I believe this again to be another world first. Okay, and we have also pre-COVID explored with Singapore Airlines on a flight to farm approach. Okay, whereby all the consumables used on flight, all right, after you offload them, goes back to the farm. And on the right-hand side, this is our pet project, code name mono material bottle. So industry jargon, please forgive me. So I think this also opens up organic renewal for bottles. Okay, so and that will also allow us to use paper because paper is organic material. Yeah, so a lot of possibilities here that we're looking into. And yeah, and that's our team. Again, I'm the CEO of TRIA, over 15 years experience in R&D. I have more than 10 patents under my name. And Edwin and Prof. Ramakrishna, which some of you might have heard, they're very vocal thought leaders in sustainable packaging and circularity. So, and yeah, so, really looking forward to anyone who really want to work collectively towards this system. Because sustainability, it is not something that one technology is able to resolve. It requires stakeholders as part of the whole system to pull it together. All right, so please reach out. Okay, I will look forward to that. Thank you.
Thank you very much, TRIA from Singapore. Coming up next is the team from Spain. I'd like to welcome Lorena Rodríguez Garrido, the team leader of the packaging group leader AIMPLAS, Spain.
Hello, everybody. My name is Lorena Rodríguez. I'm the packaging group leader at AIMPLAS, the Packaging Technology Center located in Valencia, in Spain. First of all, I would like to thank to the Food Innopolis International Symposium organizer for giving us the opportunity of presenting today. As you know, the presentation is about the future of food packaging, where I will talk about the sustainability of packaging and also about the future tendencies. First of all, I would like to introduce AIMPLAS. As I told you, we are the Plastic Technology Center, with more than 30 years of experience in the plastic sector. These are our mission, our values that are to give to the companies and to generate health and create employment, and to add the value to the society to improve the quality of life and ensure the environmental sustainability. We are more than 200 highly qualified professionals that work here at AIMPLAS. We are more women than men, and basically we are technician, university graduates, and also we are PhD workers. We are divided, our facilities are divided between pilot plants and laboratories with more than 10,500 square meters, and divided, as I told you, in pilot plants and laboratory. Here you have some pictures. And then another thing that I would like to highlight is that we are expertise in the entire plastic value chains. We work from the polymer synthesis. We synthesize new raw materials. We develop materials for the different process, and then we work with end users, and for sure we close the cycle with recovering the plastic waste. Coming into my presentation today, I would like to talk first of all about the greenwashing packaging solutions that are based on marketing and trying to avoid some plastic packaging solutions, which are not always the best solutions, but these are the solutions that the customers are demanding. I wanted to mention that because there are a lot of things right now leading or around that, and I consider that it's really important when we are talking about the sustainability of our packaging to try to be realistic and try to be true. So these greenwashing are some marketing strategies that some companies are following, but when we are talking about that, we are not really talking about sustainable solution the most of the time. Just here we have at the right part, we have a cardboard with a plastic bottle inside, and these are some things that are very well known and that are some greenwashing packaging solution. As an example, I just wanted to mention that. Just to tell you that we need to look for really sustainable packaging solution and functional packaging. And for that, for sure, we need to fulfill the regulation, but we need to be honest. And for that, the best solution or the best way of measuring that is working with LCI, where we can measure the environmental impact of our packaging solution. And this is the best way of doing that. We cannot work with this greenwashing packaging solution that I already show you, even if they are demanded by customers, or because the most of the time it is only a marketing strategy, but it is not a real sustainable solution for the packaging industry. For sure, when we think about sustainable solution, we need to think about circular models. We need to think about which is the end of life of our packaging solution, and try to avoid the waste of the material of our packaging. We need to think that all the material that we are going to use in our packaging solution need to be thought as a material that at the end of the life is going to be used as a raw material for another product. And this is very convenient and very interesting to think about the end life, or when this product is going to be sold, or in which country is going to be used. From that, there are some strategies that we can follow for that, considering the circular model, and is to think about which are the materials that we are going to use. The more convenient or the more sustainable solutions are the ones based of recycled materials. So we need to think about trying to include in our packaging solution recycled material. If that is not possible, we can also think about biopolymers. We also need to think about biopolymers, if these biopolymers need to be recyclable, or if these biopolymers need to be compostables. Of course, we need to think about which are the more convenient process, considering the energy consumption and also the logistics. All this could have a very big impact in our the environmental sustainability of our packaging. For sure, we always need to think about the product cost of our solution. If not, it's not going to be sustainable, because at the end, the sustainability have the three different legs, which is the environmental, the society, and also the economic. Okay, and of course, and one of the most important thing we need to think about, it is the end of life of our product. When this product is going to be sold, if this country has a stream for recycle that kind of material, if there is a stream for composting this kind of material, all these things need to look to be thought at the very beginning of when we are considering the design of our final packaging. And talking about the tendencies in food packaging, there is a big demand of recycled solutions. Of course, they trying to reduce the material consumption. There is another tendency of trying to manufacture reusable packaging solutions that it could be used several times. And of course, if we cannot think about reusable, or if we don't have any stream for recyclable packaging solution, we need to look for about compostable packaging solution. Always, we need also to think that compostable packaging solution also need a different streams to be able to compost. If you want to know more information about any tendencies that I mentioned, or if you want to have some help about how to do your packaging more sustainable, please try to contact me. If you want to have more information about different solutions that we can thought about packaging, we have an event next year, which is Meeting Pack, where we will lead with barrier packaging solutions for the food industry and also for different sectors. And we will be very glad to have you then. Here you have my contact, and if you have any questions, please just send me an email and I will try to answer you as soon as possible. Thank you very much for your time, and I hope that you have enjoyed this presentation and the event. See you soon. Bye.
Thank you so much, Lorena, for your presentation. AIMPLAS from Spain. Now, our last two presenters are from Thailand. Please welcome our first one, Innovation and Product Development Director, Dr. Adisak Vorakunpinij from SCG Packaging Public Co. Limited, Thailand.
Good afternoon, everyone. As we look now, we can observe key driver, the consumer behavior that impact to food industry and also food packaging. The first driver is urbanization that change consumer behavior in terms of food diversity and convenience. Nowadays, consumers have many choices, so food producers want to bring experience to the customer and also take loyalty back from them. In urban atmosphere, family will become smaller, but they want more convenient and have delicious food. Packaging will be one of value chain to provide such convenience and maintain food quality, especially pre-made meal and take-out meal. The second driver is digitalization that gives benefit to everyone in food supply chain. Lots of new packaging design are created, while online, offline information related to food and packaging is provided through tracking tools and active indicators. The third driver is food security. Due to climate change and disease outbreak, everyone concerned about food availability. So food packaging could preserve food freshness as well as reduce food waste, which is the fourth driver. Single-use food packaging is affecting to our environment. The convenience of food packaging is outweighed by waste and pollution that the packaging leaves behind. As our food system grows less local, but able to feed more people across greater geographic area, and food become more highly processed, the packaging itself increases to keep pace. While packaging can be essential for certain functions, the industry has evolved with less concern for environment and human health. To make future food packaging using minimal materials and food design could include human health and environment design convenience. For SCGP, we are shaping packaging and design aligned to circular economy, while consumers still have convenience. Our sustainable circular way involves optimizing natural resource usage, designing and promoting products that last and that can be reused, recycled, or degrade. SCGP aims to create sustainable packaging at which future food packaging will align. Our food packaging research focuses on recyclability, biodegradability, or compostability. The first group of recycled products, which mainly plastic-based packaging, we developed this functional plastic packaging to extend product shelf life, named OptiBreak, OptiSoft X, and also develop monomaterial plastic packaging to enhance recyclability. We name R1 and R1 Plus. R1 packaging is suitable for short product shelf life, such as rice, bread, and frozen food, while R1 Plus packaging with high barrier is required for coffee, dry food, and snacks. Our second group of products is biodegradable and compostable. To minimize packaging waste, SCGP has developed both fiber-based packaging, named FIIS, and biodegradable plastic packaging for single use. We do research on recyclable paper called FiberSeal that use in flexible packaging. This product would make less waste from biodegradable benefits. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Dr. Adisak Vorakunpinij from SCG Packaging. Now, ladies and gentlemen, our last presenter is coming up right now. Please give a warm welcome to Mr. Nadanai Hankan Sutcharit, Associate Professor from Kasetsart University, Chairman Advisor of NovoPax Thailand.
Discover our new innovative and biodegradable food preservation packaging. Generally, the population consumes about 43 kilograms of meat per year per person. With the changing world, we have invented an eco-friendly packaging. It is produced from tapioca starch of Thailand to help local farmers while reducing production costs. We use a technology that has been accepted by international researchers. We developed food preservation packaging to maintain high quality and extend the product life. Our food preservation packaging maintains the quality of meat from bioplastics with innovations to slower the growth of microorganisms, thus extending shelf life by more than 2 times and increasing the redness natural color of the meat. Our product is suitable for entrepreneurs who deliver to consumers. Convenient, clean and safe. Novel packs. Packaging for better quality and safer food.
สวัสดีครับผมนัตนัยหานการสุจริตนะครับเป็นตัวแทนของบริษัท NovelPack ที่ NovelPack เราพัฒนาบรรจุภัณฑ์ตามความต้องการของผู้บริโภคนะครับที่สอดคล้องกับเทรนด์ของบรรจุภัณฑ์ในตลาดโลกหลักๆแล้วนะครับในปัจจุบันผู้บริโภคให้ความสนใจกับการพัฒนาบรรจุภัณฑ์ที่เป็นมิตรต่อสิ่งแวดล้อม นะครับรวมถึงบรรจุภัณฑ์ที่สามารถยืดอายุการเก็บรักษาสินค้าได้นะครับเราก็เลยได้นำไอเดียตรงนี้นะครับมาคิดค้นพัฒนาตัวบรรจุภัณฑ์นะครับที่สลายตัวตามธรรมชาติเป็นมิตรต่อสิ่งแวดล้อมและในขณะเดียวกันก็ยังสามารถยืดอายุการเก็บรักษาอาหารได้นะครับโดยล่าสุดนะครับเราพัฒนาตัวฟิล์มนะครับขึ้นมาจากมันสำปะหลังนะครับซึ่งเป็นพืชเศรษฐกิจของไทยแล้วก็หลายภูมิภาคในประเทศทั่วโลกนะครับโดยเรามีการคิดค้นตัวเทคโนโลยีที่ทำให้ตัวฟิล์มเนี่ยสามารถยืดอายุการเก็บรักษาอาหารได้นะครับโดยชะลอการเสื่อมเสียคุณภาพของอาหารนะครับการเจริญเติบโตของจุลินทรีย์แล้วที่สำคัญที่สุดนะครับก็ช่วยรักษาความแดงของผลิตภัณฑ์เนื้อได้ด้วยนะครับในภาพนี้นะครับจะแสดงให้เห็นเปรียบเทียบนะครับถ้าเราใช้ฟิล์มที่เป็นฟิล์มสูตรปกติเทียบกับฟิล์มของ NovelPack ในการบรรจุสินค้าเราจะพบว่าการใช้ฟิล์ม NovelPack นะครับจะช่วยรักษาความแดงของเนื้อสัตว์ได้นานถึง10 วันนะครับในขณะเดียวกันก็ช่วยป้องกันการเกิดกลิ่นเหม็นนะครับที่เกิดขึ้นจากการเปลี่ยนแปลงทางเคมีแล้วก็การเจริญเติบโตของจุลินทรีย์ในผลิตภัณฑ์เนื้อสัตว์ได้ด้วยนะครับเราได้วิเคราะห์ปริมาณจุลินทรีย์ในผลิตภัณฑ์เนื้อนะครับและพบปริมาณการเพิ่มขึ้นของจุลินทรีย์ที่น้อยมากๆเลยนะครับซึ่งสะท้อนให้เห็นว่าตัวฟิล์มตัวนี้สามารถยับยั้งการเจริญเติบโตของจุลินทรีย์นะครับเพิ่มความปลอดภัยให้กับผู้บริโภคแล้วก็ยังรักษาคุณค่าทางโภชนาการคุณภาพต่างๆของสินค้าไว้ได้อย่างดีด้วยนะครับตัวฟิล์มตัวนี้นะครับสามารถนำมาใช้ในการบรรจุในลักษณะของการบรรจุเป็นถุงก็ได้นะครับในภาพทางขวามือคือการบรรจุแบบสุญญากาศนะครับในซองสุญญากาศนะครับหรือว่าอาจจะทำเป็นลักษณะของฟิล์มปิดถาดก็ได้โดยที่ตัวฟิล์มไม่จำเป็นต้องสัมผัสกับผลิตภัณฑ์เนื้อสัตว์โดยตรงนะครับแม้ว่าจะเป็นฟิล์มปิดถาดนะครับเราก็พบว่าฟิล์มสามารถรักษาคุณภาพของผลิตภัณฑ์เนื้อได้ดีทีเดียวนะครับเราก็มีทีมนะครับที่พร้อมจะสนับสนุนผู้ประกอบการอุตสาหกรรมแล้วก็นักวิจัยทุกท่านนะครับในการพัฒนาบรรจุภัณฑ์ให้สอดคล้องกับความต้องการของท่านนะครับมีทีมนักเทคโนโลยีที่เข้มแข็งนะครับมีทีมด้านการตลาดการจัดจำหน่ายรวมถึงการให้ความช่วยเหลือกับผู้บริโภคภายหลังการขายอีกด้วยนะครับสำหรับท่านที่สนใจนะครับก็สามารถติดตามนะครับหรือว่าติดต่อเรามาที่ทางเว็บไซต์นะครับ novelpack.com หรือว่าจะเป็นทาง Line แอดนะครับ Facebook หรือว่าอีเมลนะครับเราเชื่อมั่นว่าเทคโนโลยีที่เราพัฒนาขึ้นนะครับจะช่วยยกระดับคุณภาพสินค้าและเพิ่มมูลค่าให้แก่ผลิตภัณฑ์อาหารของท่านขอบคุณครับ
Thank you very much for sharing with us, Dr. Nadanai from NovaPack Thailand. Thank you so much for your presentation. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the first day of Food Innopolis International Symposium 2021 under the theme of driving a sustainable future through biocircular green economy has come to an end. But before you go, we would like to ask for your cooperation. Please do fill in the satisfactory survey, which is really easy for us. So please just click the button that says questionnaire. It is below and under the live window right here, or just scan the QR code so that our organizers and our team can use your useful feedbacks to improve our next seminars. For today's event, we would like to extend our appreciation and gratitude to all of the supporters of this event, whether it be Bangkok Bank Public Company Limited, Better Grow Public Company Limited, SCG Packaging Public Company Limited, the Ministry of Higher Education, Science, Research and Innovation, Food Innopolis under the National Science and Technology Development Agency, or NSTDA, in collaboration with Thailand Management Association, or TMA. We would also like to express our gratitude to our partners both domestically and internationally, including Economic and Trade Mission, Embassy of Israel, Singapore Enterprise, Ecosystem Navigators, the Netherlands, CDTI Ministry of Science and Innovation of the Kingdom of Spain, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the Kingdom of Thailand, who have jointly invited various organizations to join and present in this symposium this year. Thank you very much. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will see you again tomorrow at 9 a.m. Bangkok, Thailand time. But for now, have a great time and have a good one. Thank you very much.
หวังที่จะได้ใช้ทุกครั้งที่ใช้จ่ายเท่ากับคุณได้ให้สิริราชบัตรเครดิตวีซ่าแพลตินัมสิริราชธนาคารกรุงเทพบัตร B-First Smart TPN Rapid สิริราชทุกยอดการใช้จ่ายผ่านบัตรธนาคารร่วมบริจาคให้คณะแพทยศาสตร์ศิริราชพยาบาลมหาวิทยาลัยมหิดลพลังการให้อยู่ในมือคุณสมัครวันนี้ที่ธนาคารกรุงเทพ
หรืออันนี้อ่ะหนูยุ่งยากปะ
เห็น First Simple ไหมล่ะเริ่มง่ายได้เงินคืนชัวร์
ชัวร์เหรอ
ชัวร์คุ้มจ่ายเบี้ยเริ่มต้นแค่เดือนละ500 บาททุก2 ปีได้เงินคืน 2% ด้วยนะ
ลองก็ได้
ยังทำไมจีบเราอ่ะ
เพิ่งได้เงินคืนจากประกันอ่ะ
นี่ก็เงินคืนจากประกันเหมือนกัน
เงินคืนเหมือนกันเลยเนาะประกันของอะไรนะดี
ประกันเกณฑ์ First Simple เริ่มง่ายได้ชัวร์
สมัครเลยที่เว็บไซต์หรือธนาคารกรุงเทพทุกสาขา
ในยุค New Normal ทุกคนกำลังต่อสู้กับสิ่งที่ตามองไม่เห็นแต่วันนี้เราใส่ใจเพื่อให้คุณมั่นใจในตราเบทาโกรที่มีระบบควบคุมความปลอดภัย BQM เพื่ออาหารคุณภาพสะอาดจากผลิตภัณฑ์หมูไก่ไข่ไส้กรอกและอีกมากมายอร่อยสไตล์ Smart Normal เบทาโกรใส่ใจเพื่อชีวิตที่ดี